Colorado Trail stretches 485 miles from Denver to Durango. It is called one of the most beautiful hikes in the world. Its 89,000 feet of elevation gain make it equivalent to climbing Mount Everest 3 times, and one hiker realized quickly he was not prepared.
Maybe I should have trained for this. I mean, I'll acclimate, but I'm tired. I got my belly. Look, my belly's sweating. Oh boy. Hi, my name's John, and this is my dog Pablo, and we don't really know what to expect, but we're looking forward to starting the trail tomorrow.
At mile 12 sits the Goody Gaskell Bridge, named after the mother of the trail who built it with volunteers. Goody's vision, tenacity, and love of the outdoors made the Colorado Trail a reality. We thank Goody and will always remember her.
I'm a tired man. It's not nirvana, but it's some sort of peace that comes with your body just being wrecked and tired. Maybe the best things are hard. You know? The things worth doing are hard. And this is hard. My blisters have kind of calmed down, but apparently I have Achilles tendonitis. But in any case, I'm taking a 0 day, which means I'm not doing anything. Not a bad place to try to wash away the tendonitis. It's a very magical place. It's about 26 miles from here to Breckenridge, and a climb of about 5,200 feet. I'm a little in pain, but I think we can make it. This is the big push. This is where it gets risky because my body's not at full force, but to Breckenridge or bust. Well, in the first week of the trip, I've learned that I didn't need a lot of the stuff that I brought, and I ended up shipping about 8 pounds back, so my pack's lighter. And that self-care is the most important thing on the trail, as in maybe in life as well. I'm trying to do 13 miles, and we are going southwest up those mountains.
Coming out of Breckenridge, you go over 10 Mile Pass and climb 3,300 feet. And the next day you go to Copper Mountain Ski Resort and climb to Kokomo Pass, which is equally burly and difficult.
What's up? I'm Rabbit. I seen a book on the Colorado Trail and I was like super excited. I'm like, what is this? And my mom was really sick at the time, so I was trying to like pump her up by telling her about it, and I was just let her know that I was gonna go on this trail, and I like was hoping that she'd be good, you know, while I was off doing the adventure and whatnot. And 2 weeks later she passed away, and it's kind of been like a thing that I wanted to hold to her and like make sure I accomplish it, because I told her I was going to.
Kokomo Pass. What do I know about the name? Nothing. Camp Hale is 5.8 miles down the road, and we'll camp somewhere up here and then head into Camp Hale tomorrow. Camp Hale, training ground for the 10th Mountain Division during World War II.
They were an elite group and were well trained in skiing, mountaineering, and the ability to survive in harsh environments. The 10th Mountain Division enjoyed success early in the war and were chosen to spearhead the Allies' 1945 offensive into the Po River Valley in Italy. The 10th were aggressive, pushing Hitler's army into the Alps until the German forces surrendered the war on May 2, 1945. Many 10th veterans returned to Colorado and contributed to the growth of the ski industry. The resorts of Vail, Aspen, and Arapahoe Basin were all started by 10th veterans, demonstrating the love for Colorado many had after training at Camp Hale.
Greetings, I'm Hanuman. Some of the main reasons I came out here, I just needed to feel alive again. This last winter, this last year, I hadn't felt that spark in life. Had a feeling like coming out here, conquering some of these massive mountain climbs would definitely give me some inspiration and some courage to just tackle the things in my own life. Coming into Twin Lakes, Talis and I reconnected and further hashed over, okay, what are we gonna do? East or west? And we had decided we gotta go west.
Near the town of Twin Lakes, hikers have a choice to do either the Collegiate West or the Collegiate East. While both are difficult and have monstrous climbs, the West is revered for having spectacular views while being slightly harder than the Collegiate East. The Collegiate West begins with a brutal 3,600-foot climb to Hope Pass, aptly named from hikers who said, "I hope I never have to climb that again."
Hope Pass. We're tired.
Very tired.
And it's nice now. Like once you're at the top of the pass, after you've just ascended like 3,600 feet and you've made it, like now I feel good. But I was in a bad mood for 4 miles just going uphill.
I was in a bad mood too, man. The mantra one of the hikers left with me is enjoy every moment of the trail, and I tried to bring that to myself. And normally it brings a smile to my face, but this hike, it did not bring a smile to my face.
As we're learning on this trip, the best things in life seem to be the hardest.
Absolutely.
The big push!
The big push. We're going, hopefully, near the end of Cottonwood Pass today. Mainly all above 12,000 feet besides a couple points.
Mentally, we're ready even if our bodies aren't, because we're sore. We're sore.
Yeah, crushing those iboos like candy.
Sweet vitamin I. Disclaimer, do not abuse ibuprofen. But it really does help on a hike like this.
Yeah.
Pablo, look! Pablo! We've gone like 4 miles today. We're gonna try to go another 12. We've been so lucky with the W word, W-E-A-T-H-E-R.
The Collegiate West is basically what I imagine the whole Colorado Trail being. Up until this point, we were kind of really close to town/roads. Sometimes we're walking under power lines through ski resorts, and this is pretty wild out here. Section 5, Collegiate West.
I feel a little broken. How do you feel?
I feel real broken.
My Achilles kind of gave out this morning. I got a limp to walk. So we're at like mile 2 of 10.8 today, and I gotta stop for the day. I'm not moving anymore.
So this is where we split, the great duo of the Collegiate West.
We didn't come up with a name, but maybe one day it'll manifest.
Maybe not. All right, homie. For centuries, Colorado belonged to the Utes. It wasn't until the Colorado Territory was established in 1862 that the Utes would lose enormous sections of their historical homeland. Central to the story of the Utes is Chief Ouray. Ouray was chief of the Tabawatchi Band of Utes and served as primary negotiator between the United States and the entire Ute tribe. In 1864, Ouray received news that hundreds of neighboring Cheyenne and Arapaho had been slaughtered by the U.S. cavalry. Determined to protect his people, Chief Ouray negotiated a series of peace treaties, vastly reducing the Ute territory in 1868 and again in 1873 when gold was discovered in the San Juan Mountains. In 1878, Nathan Meeker was chosen to head the Ute Reservation in White River. Meeker was an authoritarian who forced the Utes to take up farming and abandon their historical way of life. When the Utes refused, Meeker withheld rations and threatened to kill the tribe's horses. Ultimately, the fed-up Utes attacked and killed Meeker. In retaliation, the United States sent soldiers to confront the Utes, resulting in additional battles and dozens of deaths. As news of the incident spread, white settlers called for the Utes to be removed from Colorado. Under pressure, Chief Ouray traveled to Washington, D.C. and negotiated his final treaty, whittling down the Ute territory to a fraction of what it had been. Ouray died a few months later, perhaps heartbroken at the fate of his people. So this section from Monarch Pass to Creed on the Colorado Trail is pretty remote, and there's no resupply for 90 miles. So this is kind of make a straight shot and do what you need to do. But I'm feeling the remoteness, especially after spending the night at the hostel in Salida and meeting new people, and then Hanuman came by. It was just fun. And then to contrast that with being out here last night, getting into camp at dark, and then just this nothingness. We're at about mile 320 out of 485. For the first time, the thought of the end and finishing this thing finally crept into my mind. The W-E-A-T-H-E-R, was threatening R-A-I-N. And it did for a second, and then it stopped. So I've been really lucky with the W. Right now I have more than enough food, I have water, and I have enough. And sometimes, or at least for right now, enough is enough. Nicholas Creed was an unsuccessful prospector when he came to the San Juan Mountains with his dog Whiskers in 1886. Searching for silver one day, Creed picked up a chunk of ore from a nearby outcropping and was astonished by what he saw. Excited, he grabbed his dog and shouted, "Holy Moses, Whiskers, we've struck it rich!" The town that sprung up around the Holy Moses mine was named Creed, and it became one of the rowdiest, lawless towns of the West. Oh yeah! Highest point on the Colorado Trail, 13,271 feet. Woo! We're at roughly mile 373 and about 120 miles to go. And feel great. This has been a great section of hiking. I love Colorado. You know, this film is probably just a huge love letter to Colorado. So I'm on mile 21 of a 24-day, I'm on mile 21 of a 24-mile day. But the reason I stopped here and leaned against this post for comfort is that this is where the Continental Divide Trail and the Colorado Trail diverge from each other. The Colorado Trail has essentially been sharing the Continental Divide Trail and vice versa for about the last 300 miles, a little bit less. And even though I'm exhausted and tired, there's a deep level of enjoyment. But for folks that are considering doing the Colorado Trail, there's a lot of pain. I'm angry. Woke up this morning and a pika or a marmot or some other heartless creature decided to chew a hole through my waist belt, and Pablo has a really bad crack in his back right paw. Does that look like the face of happiness right there? I don't think so. Some mornings you wake up, a marmot's chewed on your backpack, your dog has sore paws, you eat your last Snickers bar, and life on the trail seems hard. One mile left. I'm so tired. I think I've thrown everything I have at this trail, and I'm ready. I mean, it's been amazing, but I think the closer I got to Durango, the more my mind was already back in town and, you know, starting to plan things I was going to do once I got home. But some highlights from the trip were pretty much the whole Collegiate West, especially Chalk Creek Pass. The La Garita Wilderness was awesome. And right after the Colorado Trail splits off from the Continental Divide Trail in the Weminuche Wilderness, there were these two little lakes that I really got to look up. And this guy, Pablo, my number one. But now I feel kind of supercharged to go back to the, you know, the real world after I was really excited to leave it for a little while. 1 mile left to the end of this trip.